Mike Tyson was born in Brooklyn, New York, a place where survival was tougher than any fight in the ring. He never knew his father, and his mother did everything she could, but the streets had their own rules. Tyson was a quiet, shy, yet deeply angry boy. In the narrow, violent alleys, he learned that fighting was the only way to survive. With each passing day, his fists grew stronger and his mind sharper. But in the darkness, a light appeared. A man who saw Tyson's future before he did, Kaz Yamato. He didn't just teach Tyson how to throw a punch, he taught him how to become a legend. In the brutal streets of Brooklyn, Mike Tyson learned that fighting was not a sport, it was survival. But here, inside the boxing ring, the rules were different. This wasn't just about throwing punches. This was about strategy, control, and mastering the art of war. When he first stepped into the gym, he was still a kid, angry, lost, but carrying a talent that no one could ignore. His trainer, Kaz Yamato, didn't just see a fighter, he saw a force of nature, a warrior waiting to be unleashed. But behind that power, there were secrets, dark truth that shaped him. By the age of 13, Tyson had been arrested over 38 times, caught in a cycle of violence and crime. His first real fight was not just in the ring, it was in the streets, defending a pigeon that a neighborhood kid had killed. Under the dim lights of the gym, Tyson took deep breaths, preparing for the transformation. But his past never left him, the fears that never faded, the rage that never died. And when he landed his first professional punch, the world realized Mike Tyson was not just a boxer, he was a storm that no one could stop. When Mike Tyson stepped into the ring, everyone knew that the fight was already over. No one could withstand him. No one could survive. He didn't just fight, he destroyed. In the late 80s and early 90s, Tyson was a machine of destruction. His opponents lost before the first punch even landed. Fear had already defeated them. He was fast, ruthless, and every strike hit like lightning. But behind that power, there were secrets, dark truth that shaped him. Before every fight, Tyson was crippled by anxiety, sometimes crying, sometimes withdrawing into himself. He knew he was invincible in the ring, but outside of it, another battle raged, a battle with himself. Then came 1996, the fight the world had been waiting for, Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. But this time, something was different. Tyson was no longer the unstoppable force. He was exhausted, distracted, and Holyfield knew it. Holyfield executed a strategy that no one expected, demand-stealing Tyson's and talking the victory. But it wasn't over. A year later, in the rematch, Tyson lost control in a moment that shocked the world. He beat Holyfield's ears, not out of violence, but out of desperation. That night, Tyson fell, but his fall was not the end. It was the beginning of something new, a journey of redemption, transformation, and a man finally confronting his past. Mike Tyson, the man who shocked the world with his fists, was now behind prison walls. His downfall was not sudden, it was a path, a destiny written long before. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of raping Desiree Washington, a young model. His trial became one of the most controversial in boxing history. He always claimed innocence, but the jury saw it differently. The sentence 6 years in prison, but Tyson only served 3. In that cold, isolated cell, he was no longer a champion. No more millions, no more roaring crowds, just silence, just time passing slowly and mercilessly. But prison was not just punishment, it was a test, a transformation. Tyson faced men who were not afraid of him. He had to learn survival all over again, not in the ring, but in the depth of his own mind. During those years, he converted to Islam, studied psychology, philosophy, and even claimed prison was the best 3 years of his life. But behind this change, there were secrets, dangerous alliances, brutal fights, and the moments that could have ended him. Mike Tyson, the man who once shocked the world with his fists, was no longer in the ring. But had he truly left the fight behind? After retiring from boxing, his life spiraled into darkness. He had millions, but within a few years, it was all gone. 100 millions, lost to betrayal, reckless spending, and bad decisions. He fell into addiction, depression, and financial ruin. In an interview, Tyson admitted there were days when he couldn't even afford food. The man who once ruled the ring was now facing his greatest opponent, himself. But this wasn't the end. Tyson rose again. He turned to meditation, philosophy, and Islam, realizing that the true strength was not in his fists, but it was actually in his mind. He entered the world of entertainment, appearing in The Hangover, even ventured into the marijuana industry, spending $40,000 a month on personal use. Yet, his personal life remained full of secrets, 3 marriages, 8 children, and relationships always surrounded by controversy. He admitted that he could never truly escape his past, but he could learn from it. Today, Mike Tyson is no longer the unstoppable force he once was. He is a man, a father, a living testament to both destruction and redemption. But has he truly left his past behind, or does the warrior inside him still live? Tyson in the ring, the force of nature, ready to strike. Tyson's fierce expression, eyes full of fire and mindset on war. Tyson with custom motto, where legends are made. Tyson throwing a punch, no hesitation, just impact. Tyson in prison, no lights, no glory, just time and regret.